culture is a very powerful tool that influences our youth in understanding matters of sex. And so, Daktari, I want you to tell us what are some of the contributing factors that lead to these sexual issues now among the youth.
Yeah, thank you. And I think as I started in writing when you were talking, one thing is you talked about culture. You started with culture.
Yes.
What is contributing, let's say, first of all, is the way we are brought up, the culture, whereby you cannot talk about the child about sexual issues
openly,
yeah, and talk to her about her, like class 2-3.
Yes.
What is the kind of relationship are you having on boys? You see the kid comes and tells you, hey, nani alinichokoza, you see that kind, but
and they are there,
and the parent doesn't want, like you know, he tells her leave that one alone, doesn't pay concentration to find out why alichokoza namna gani, how did he, you know, what kind of engagement did you have? Yes. So you know, you wish that child away, so he or she cannot open up. So what happens? Yes. The child will not open up
again.
Several instances.
So they keep it to themselves.
Because you doesn't want, your culture doesn't allow you to engage the child more in terms of the sexual issues.
Matters, yeah.
And if you are male or a female, maybe it's a girl, if you are male, you doesn't. You know the way the culture is brought. Yes. Why should we sit down with a culture talking about the issue of sexuality? Yeah. And then the aspect of the culture is, how do I start it with the children? But the question is not even how do I start it, because already it is there. It is already in the main non issue is how do I continue about it? How do I engage the child? It's not you starting, it's already has been started. You're right. So you are just finding how do I engage.
And actually at a very tender age.
At a very tender age, right, Prof? So that is one thing. And the other thing is about the social media influence I've talked about. Every child, let's look at the channels the children are watching.
Yes.
These are led them to these things they are seeing. Let's look at the programs. You meet our children are looking at them. We leave children at home. Do you know the channels they watch?
You don't.
So you know they may watch. When you come, they put those worship songs. Yes. When you come home in the evening, you find a worship song and tell the children, "Oh, my children, good. Yes. Today you are watching, the preaching."
Yes.
They just put the preaching when you enter the door. So. The aspect is, what were they watching during the day? The social media, in terms of what they are watching in the media.
Yes.
So it's unfortunate some things are not regulated.
Yes.
And so children get to see these sexual issues, and a lot of things, romantic actions that are happening. So what do? They go to practice what they saw.
What they saw.
So that is another aspect of it, and also in the Facebook and in the Twitter, so they engage.
Yes.
And then also the peer pressure. That is another issue. So the friends they are staying with. A child goes to secondary.
Yes.
He meets other.
And remember, they are from different backgrounds.
Different background.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I was in primary schools, I never knew even how to have a girlfriend. And one of my boys was because of peer pressure, even me wanted to have a girlfriend to feel like how do the men feel like hey man, you are told, my friend, you don't have one. So this kind of peer pressure, it is you. Somebody even moves from primary, goes to secondary, meets other guys, and they are talking, how the horrid was when we went for a bash.
Yes,
this is peer pressure. So they get into it. That is another cause of it, about the peer pressure.
Yes.
And that thing is about the parenting.
Yes.
Responsibility. We have neglected our parenting responsibility as parents.
Yes.
So because as I said earlier, what time do we create for our children? And how long do you take, do we have a sitting with them? When they get out of school, we are so busy, Prof. Working.
And producing robots.
I'm telling you.
Because you have no time with them, then the robots and the media and all that you have talked about takes the role.
That is the thing, because if this hand, the hand of a child or of a kid, it takes whatever is deposited in it.
You are right.
So
garbage in, garbage out.
Right. So if a parent, you have not deposited something in the child, so where you get it? You get it from social media, from the friends. So whatever gets in, even as a parent, to try and remove it,
it is very hard.
It becomes even a challenge because it has already. So the question you're asking is, before this garbage in is put in,
Yes.
so what is the law of the parents to try and instill the morals in his children?
Yes.
By having them sit them down and discuss on the topical issues. 1, 2, 3. This is what happens. I understand. You comes and tells you, oh mama, I had this friend I love, nikapata kakasichana. Engage and find what kind of a relationship do you have. Don't I don't want to hear those things in this house. I'm telling you, if he doesn't want to hear, somebody else will hear outside. You go to the friends or maybe
they will tell them.
And he tells the friends or maybe you are on the right track. Continue. You're doing good.
And at this stage, I remember you saying that they hear their friends better than their parents.
Yes, because so they are their level.
It's their level, and so they feel they needed to explore themselves in this area and they discover many things.
Yes, Prof. And let me tell you, I've realized from the time I've been in the youth, engaging the youth, unless you come down to their level, you can never solve their issues. Imagine. The youths are saying there's nothing for us without us. These programs we go develop without them. They will not take them.
Repeat that? You can never.
I was saying, there's nothing you can do for the youth without them. They say there's nothing for us without us.
Yeah.
So it is you engage us that we come with a program that fits us.
I love that.
You used to go to secondary high schools and tell them, you children, you need not to have sex and the like. But you are not engaging them to find out why are engaging in these malpractices. Are we able to talk, to discuss, or you want to come and hammer your gospel and say what you want and then go? But you have not heard from them.
Yes.
And that's why we come and say to Nauliza, hey, Manze, we come and talk their language, bana, vipi bana, mnajisikiaje, their language.
So that you are able to reach to their level.
And they understand.
And they are also able to open up.
Of course, I have and I may not go age-wise to their level, but
in terms of language, I'm talking about expression.
Yes.
So that they feel
I try to behave myself like I'm 16, of which I've tripled the age. So because I want them to feel that I am feeding them.
Yes.
This is what they are going through.
Yes.
So that is another challenge you have been having. The course is we are engaging them.
Yes.
We are not able to engage at their level and be able to find out what are you feeling. What do you think about this?
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling you this is possible, but what you feel. So when they bring you engage, out of the engagement, you are able to come up with a solution.
You're right.
Which is from them. It's like
they have the problem and they have the solution.
They have a problem
to their problems.
Yes.
So you really need to come in and facilitate
and help them out.
Help them out in making the right decisions.
That's right.
That is powerful. We are hearing it from the experts. Now, from your medical perspective, as a medic, maybe from these behaviors and the sexual issues that you have shared with us about the youth, what are some of the risk factors that are there in engaging them? When, like, for example, I engage in oral sex, I engage in masturbation, I engage in lesbianism. What are some of the things that can bring some risks, or they can bring some issues? What are the challenges that come across?
Yeah. First of all, the issues, when we talk about let's start from the family.
Yes.
So when every parent or a teacher or a guardian has a pride of bringing up somebody that will grow up in a respectful manner.
Yes.
So when you talk about teenage pregnancy, the first thing I talk, when they engage in sex, there's teenage pregnancy. So of course, you are expecting the child to complete schools, go to school and complete. I'm not saying if you get pregnant to not complete, but of course at a stage, there's challenges and there is that, there is that connection because of that period. So one thing in terms of culturally, even if you are a parent, you feel like you are failed and your child has failed. Even in the society, you feel you are failed. And that is why, the other aspect, you find even those parents, they will even tell that child rather not to go to church.
Yeah.
Because,
that is another psychological issue.
That is a trauma you have caused
the child. It is trauma, stigma, discrimination.
What is this pregnancy? The child, the baby.
And actually, this same parent may have failed at one point too.
It may have failed. So what you do by, hindering this child from going outside, there is double trauma. Already she is pregnant.
Yes.
Already now she cannot mingle with others because she feels she's an outcast.
And then
you bring the shame to the church, and the church neglects her. And we have come now, we need to embrace. If this happens,
Yeah.
we need to embrace them back and tell them, okay, this happened. We are not encouraging of teenage pregnancy, but if it happens,
how do I
how do you embrace them?
Yeah.
So these are things that we are talking. These are some of the causes. Of course, in the community, it brings that kind of separation.
Yeah.
And also, you feel like as a parent you are failed. Also, in terms of schooling, I've talked about academic-wise. When you engage in these things,
yes, it will affect you.
It will affect. You talked about even homosexuality. You find some of these things. They have entered in these aspects, and maybe because of some of them they were misused.
Yes.
In terms of there's this we call sodomy.
Yes.
There's misuse. They go to secondary. It is not out of their consent, so they engage in these vices, and we find out as parents how to engage them. And so they bring, you feel as a parent, it's like you are failed in your role.
Yes.
And also the child, you find academically, it brings them down. Psychologically, it affects them.
Emotionally, they are down. So some will live with guilt. I did it.
Yes, the guilt.
Basically, it really affects their performance.
It affects them because they know what they are doing. Some of them, it is law.
Yeah.
So when they engage in these practices, they know it is guilt. It affects them emotionally. So even and spiritually and socially, how they behave. So when they go out of to other people, they know, yes, I'm doing something that is law, but how to come out of it. And can I surprise you? Some of these things people have entered into. Not that some of them wish to be there.
Imagine.
They would like to come out of them, but because there is something that has yoked them, it has bound them. It's like something about
a chain kind of.
So they are looking for somebody for help, but they have gotten deep. It's like when you get in a pit, that
and
to get out of it yourself,
nobody
to lift you.
Imagine.
And that is why when you engage them, we want to try and find out, do you want to come out of this? And some of them are very free. They are really willing to come out of that issue, that problem. And that is why you see, these are some of the causes. HIV and AIDS. When you engage in these sexual practices, unprotected sex, I'm dealing with HIV and AIDS. I've seen people who have contracted HIV and AIDS because of engaging in those. And some of them is innocent. It was only, and they are saying they are very young ones, and they said, it was my first time. And you are very innocent. They wanted
first time and you get
and HIV. You say, oh my God, this is an aspect of wanting to find out the new thing, and your friends tells you, try.
Imagine.
And it's so unfortunate. Some of the cases I've dealt with, it was their first time.
Imagine.
And they were trying it the first time.
Imagine.
So HIV and AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases.
Yes.
And this affects them. And then when you talk about HIV and AIDS, of course you live with it for life.
Yeah.
It was not his wish, but he found it. Though there's drugs, there's treatment.
Yeah.
But of course, this is not maybe where somebody wished that you would get into it. Sexually transmitted diseases. We are treating diseases every now and then.
Imagine.
I have been in clinic whereby you find the youth and they are saying they do not use protection and now they have diseases.
Yeah.
So basically, health-wise, it has implication on the health.
Yes.
And that is some of these causes that you are talking about. They will bring as students. Then in the future generation, the youth that you are bringing up, if they engage in such these vices, what will happen in the generation you are bringing to come? Let's say, for example, abortions. Pregnancy has led to abortions. So when you find these people, and some of the young people even are starting to use family planning when they are very young, and some have engaged in abortions. So when they reach the childbearing age, they cannot give birth because already they develop issues out of abortion. So these are the implications years to come. And that is why when we sit down with the youth, we tell them some of the things we are talking to you might not be there for today, but I'm seeing 5-10 years to come. Because some of the cases, Prof, we are dealing with them even in hospitals now. It's some instances that were done 10 years ago.
The consequences
are seen today. And that is what you are saying. Whatever you do today, you need to know in 10 years, 15 years down the line. What is the implication of it? I might have done it out of the peer. But then, what implication does it have in my life in the 10 years to come? So when you think that way, you will not be carried away in the wave that comes. And that is the aspect we are bringing up today.
Very powerful information we are getting from a Mindic and an expert. And I wish that the youth would hear and really change and transform and engage in such talks so that you are informed about your healthy issues, healthy relationships, so that you don't engage. Now, our expert, Justin, you have dealt with the youth, and I know you really understand what really affects them, like you're saying, in these matters. Now, there is this issue of lockdown that came with COVID-19 that has really affected many of the youths, especially during the year 2020. The lockdown, the family systems, people were at home, people were idling, and as a result, we realized the year that followed, teenage pregnancy that you have been addressing, these diseases that we have been talking about. The only challenge is that I'm told by the youths I deal with, like in my center, that they don't fear HIV actually. What they fear most is getting the pregnant. So what would be your advice to such people who have such schools of thought?
Thank you, Prof. You talked about, hey, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the HIV field, and I've had focus group discussion even the university students and ask them just a general question between HIV and AIDS and pregnancy. Just to bring their minds.
Yeah.
And it is true as you are saying. Most of the young people, and for that case girls,
yes,
they will fear pregnancy and HIV and AIDS. Reason is pregnancy is visible. You can see me, I'm pregnant.
Yes.
Can you tell me I'm HIV? Can you say right now I'm HIV and AIDS
you cannot.
positive?
You cannot.
You cannot.
Yeah.
So people fear what they see. What other people see. That is why they don't mind about HIV, because people
nobody sees except them who knows.
But now pregnancy is like everybody says I did sex, if it is engaging in sex.
Yes.
If I have HIV and AIDS, nobody will know I have it. So nobody knows I engage in sex. So if I meet a new boyfriend outside, if I'm a girl, I can tell, oh my God, I am fresh from school. So nobody knows. But imagine a girl meeting a boy and saying, oh my God, the boy will just run
away,
cut to the bush.
And know somebody else visited there.
And know somebody else was there. But this one fresh. So
it's very interesting.
That is the thing, and that is why you're saying, that is a misconception.
It is a misconception.
Because you are saying is all of them, they are, the aspect, and we are not saying HIV and AIDS is not only from sex, but in this we are relating it to sex. The cause of it.
You are right.
So both of them, they are causes of sex.
So it's a made of
protected on this, and that is why, surprisingly, that is why I say there is so many abortions that are happening.
Imagine
among girls, it's better I abort than to be seeing that pregnancy.
Imagine.
And that is why, Prof, I said, I'm worried on what is going to happen in the next 10 years to come to generation.
Imagine.
The generation you're having. Because very few, and mostly I'm talking this from the university background there. It's because very few youths, though they are there, that some of them, it is easily available for you to, to procure an abortion. And then go outside, they engage in sex, and they procure abortion, and they just walk out. And right now, I know you are a counselor and to know that. We have been hearing marriages that are breaking. I'm not saying it's the only cause because of the abortion, but some of them, it is part of them. Some of them, and even this start are using of the FP at very early age, at 9, under kind at 9, she started using family planning. Imagine 9, and when she's getting married, she's at 30.
Imagine.
How many years of using family planning? You can count those years. 20 years using family planning.
Imagine.
What effect does it have? We are not saying this we give them because it is their right. And if they go to a place,
but still it's not the solution.
It's not the solution. So what we are saying is that is a misconception. But I think we need to address what is causing you to engage in this sexual practice. It is something that can be avoided. Is it something that can be delayed?
Imagine.
Is it helpful at this time when I engage in it? After long, what do I feel after that short period? So how beneficial is it to me? What are the long-time implications of it? My friends will not be there. The ones I'm following out, they will just be out. So you'll be left alone. Your pregnancy, you carry it alone. And by then, boys, they think that they are not the victims.
They are out of it.
They are out of it because you cannot see pregnancy. But if they could carry pregnancies, you see many.
They
boys.
I'm told they also become expectant psychologically.
But now the boys it has become so common that they don't feel like anything happened. So even some cannot remember, is it my pregnancy or not, because they have had so many girlfriends.
Imagine.
So even if you tell them it's my pregnancy, they will tell you, number what, which one were you for last year, for this year.
So they have multiple sexual partners. That is powerful information to the youth. And now we want to look at the issue of the boy child in issues to deal with sexual matters. And so because we have a Mendic and an expert, a counselor who has dealt with the youth, both ladies and gentlemen, or young men and women, we would want you to share with us some of the challenges, the sexual issues or sexual issue matters that affect the boy child specifically. Remember, the boy child in our society is endangered.
Thank you, Prof. And I think as I written from the beginning on the issues that are affecting the youth generally, and I think this is a wide topic today, because you have talked of other issues of the youth. We just briefly talk about the boy child. I am believing that we'll have this show again.
Yes, we
to
will.
Discuss specifically about the boy child, because
you're right.
This is passion for me.
Yes.
Reason is, programs has been there about the boy child, about the girl child.
Yes.
But when you look at how many programs are there made for the girls, right now we are talking of support for women, and it's not low.
Yes.
We are by women groups, but how many men groups are there?
Supporting.
Where we are going the boy child, I'm a boy and I know I'm a man. We reach a stage whereby if we are not careful, the boy child.
Yes.
And because this is a generation that has not been taken care of, it's like it was forgotten.
Yes.
You see, one area was concentrated. So this area, and it's a very key pillar, because in a family, is a man doesn't take the start.
Then the society,
that family, that society has no leadership.
Right.
When you look at it, and it's not in a long way, yes, we have empowered the girl child.
Yes.
But where is the boy child now? And when you talk sexuality, issues that are affecting the boy child, and mostly when you're talking about these issues of pregnancy, the boy is not featured. It's like he's not in the picture.
And yet he is.
Yes, of course, he's the beginner of this. And maybe we are not saying he might be the one who initiated. Anyway, these days both can initiate. But now we are bringing this girl for the pregnancy, of which you don't know the owner of the pregnancy.
You're right.
So where is the boy in this aspect? So we talk to the girls, we sit down girls, because we say girls, like the groups we have, we want to talk to girls so that we want to finish this issue of pregnancy in schools. But how many programs do you have for boys? We want to talk to boys that they don't now bring the issue of pregnancy to girls.
So Doctor, if I'm getting you right, you are telling us that we should engage both the boys and the girls in the discussions about these issues, because basically the two of them are involved.
Yes, that is true, Prof. And because in my programs, I've tried now to capture boys. I'm having programs only for boys alone, whereby you can sit down with the boys and talk.
And man to man
talk.
I love that.
And empower them, because very soon they will not have a voice.
You are right.
So that is why we are trying, and I am challenging even anybody that feels that he is empowered. This is a generation we need to capture. Because when you talk about, nobody is talking to them. We believe that these have no issues, have no problems. And that is why we come issues on the masturbation and the like, sexuality. Nobody has taken
the homosexualism,
and money aspect. As some is driving it because of the look for money, they want to get money aspect, and later on they come to realize my morality, my moral issues, is there's that decay, and some of them come to realize when it is late. So that is why I'm saying there's things that we need to talk about them. If they are engaging them, do they know the impact of it? We are saying there is right. Even where I work, there is right to engage in whatever you want. But you need to ask yourself, what is beneficial to me? And that is why you're talking to a boy and saying, look at, you may not see the impact like if it's pregnancy directly to you, but this child when he is born, you take care of this child.
And
you're right. If a girl is less than 18 years old, if you're minor, now this is another child protection issue. You're right. And these are the issues we are talking about, boys. So what we need is have programs that are really for boys.
Boys.
And we
I
empower our
love
boy
that.
child, and we sit down with them. And we
Yes.
have sitting, they feel also.
Yeah.
This is
That
you know,
they
endangered
also-
spaces.
You're
We
right.
need to involve them.
The boys.
So when we call girls and they are not involved, they say, we don't have
Mhm.
problems.
Yes.
So when you empower a girl and
Yes.
the boy is not empowered,
Yes.
then it's like there's skewness.
It is
so one
true.
side is skewness. And to know the problem we have in community, the negotiation power.
Yes.
Girl may not have a negotiation power.
Power.
Look, if a boy is empowered about issues, you know, it's
They
very
will
hard.
protect
They
their
will protect
sisters.
their
You're right. The
Yes.
girls. I think
But
I
if
love
a girl is
that.
empowering the boy, you know, he has the capable, you know, the manhood, and he can overpower the girl.
And the
Then he is
decision.
empowered.
You are right.
Decision making. So
Yeah.
these are the key people, prof, that we
Yes.
need to bring them on board.
I can't agree more. This is powerful that we need to engage our sons, our boys in this. Otherwise, we may have the fight and lose it because we have not engaged the key people who matter. So as we come to the end of today's episode, Medic Justin Mwenda, we really appreciate the information that you have given the youth, and we've learned. So what is your parting shot to the youth then that are really having these issues? Would you demonize? What advice would you have for them?
So my parting shot is for the young people is whatever you engage in, you need to see the implications of it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to demonize or say this is right, this is wrong.
Yeah.
But we need to sit down and talk.
Yes.
What is the beneficial aspect of it? What are the implications of everything that you do?
Yes.
If you feel you need to engage in sex,
Yes.
you know, before marriage or you know, teenage, in teenage sex,
Yes.
what implication does it have?
Yes.
If you need that, I need my aspect that I have chosen, I'm a homosexual.
Mhm.
So the way you have taken, what implication do I have? Is it
Yeah.
a benefit? It's not a benefit. So these are things that we need to discuss
Yeah.
from you and find out from you,
Yes.
and be able to agree with you and know what is the direction. But basically, let's know it's our life. Let's guard our life, and you know we have a future to guard. Whatever you do now,
Yes.
may have an implication in
Later
later
in
years
life.
to come,
Mm.
and you don't want you to regret.
Yes.
You want you to live responsibly,
Yes.
and in the near future, you'll enjoy what you have been wishing, but
Yes.
at the right time. So take chance and take care of yourself.
Powerful information, and information is power. And what we've gotten from our medic who deals with the youth on issues to deal with the sexual matters, HIV and AIDS, call them names, is that choices have consequences. And today, from us and Justin, it is bye-bye. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you can subscribe, you like and share the link with others. And you can also press the notification button. When we have new videos that are uploaded, you can be notified. Otherwise, from us is bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.